Hey, what's going on, folks? It's me, aka Justin, and today is the 1st of May. So, we're going to drop this authority website case study for April of 2022. It's been about 2 years and some change. Oh, almost 2 years working on the site. Over 2 years since it was, started. But we'll talk about that in a second. And if you're watching this, follow me on Twitter at JD Charnell. I don't know. I just started getting into conversations with other SEOs and authority website and niche website builders, and I don't know. It's kind of fun interacting and talking, with people who are either working on some similar things, different things. Follow me, holla. So some background information on this website. I used to have a bunch of case study videos that I thought I made private, but I guess I deleted them completely. But anyway, the website was launched in January of 2020. Put about 10,000 words up and like 13 articles of one calculator tool, and I really didn't touch it again until July 2020. So those first 6 months aren't even on like this next slide, which has kind of the entire growth trajectory from beginning, which is right here. And I'm gonna move my face. Hopefully it's working. Yeah, up to about there. There we go. That way you can see everything. So orange line is page views per month. The blue line is the total word count on the website. That should never go down. The lime green is MRR, or at least earnings from recurring platforms, and the green is earnings from one-off platforms, so CPAs and CPL deals, and of course they're stacked on top of each other for the total amount, which was about $1.50 more than last month. So it was like around like 21.50, I think. So of course, previously I would talk about, oh, we got this many organic traffic, this much referral traffic, this much social, but in all reality, it's all irrelevant. The only thing that really matters is the total page views, or maybe users or sessions or one of them. But I went with page views for this because why not? And of course, we want to get this green line as high as possible. That's where I want to be, is have the green line as high as possible. And of course, and then make the dark green line like bonuses, whatever's additional. Because as you can see, it kind of fluctuates a little bit from, in this period from about February of 2021 to about October or September of 2021. It's pretty thin. We had this huge boom in January of 2021, and then it kind of started taking off again in October, November-ish. That can grow as much as it can, or as much as it wants, but I really want this lime green to grow, because that's kind of the, again, recurring. That typically is not going to fluctuate too much. Of course, it goes down and up, but it's not going to go from, this $1,500 to $500 unless one of the programs just says you're done. So that's a W. Let's see next. And I'll move my face over here now. So answering a few questions. So why word count instead of post count? And that's entirely because reusable blocks and how they operate in WordPress. They don't count towards word count. They're counted in the total word count of, like, in total, but they're not counted on each individual use case. So you could take a block of 1,000 words, turn it into a reusable block, and use it on 100 pages. But you'd only have 1,000 words in your total word count. That's how it goes. And then also, it really skews the stats, because you'd see like, 300,000 words, and I could have 500 articles on the site, but only the intro and conclusion are truly unique, and everything else is a reusable block. And you're like, well, these, it just, the actual number of posts doesn't matter. What matters is the unique words. Monetization wise, really two kind of core offers at this point: MRR type offers, the recurring, and then mid to high ticket CPA offers, or CPL, depending on what a program's dealio is. So between 50 to 150. I actually just started promoting a new platform last month, and the actual terms were really convoluted and hard to understand, but it's like a CPA deal plus a rev share deal. So somebody signed up, they entered their credit card information, they made a small purchase of like $10 or $15, and I got $150 commission from that, because I guess this company knows that their MR, or their customer lifetime value is much more than $150. So they can afford to, if somebody signs up, enters their credit card information, they're probably going to spend a lot of money over time. There's no Amazon affiliates. There's no display ads. There's really not a lot of, there's not good options for either of those for this industry, for these industries, because I'm going to diversify soon. I'll talk about it in a little bit. And total earned for the site from lifetime till now is $20,000, $742 and 6 cents. And in 2020, it was about $820. Last year, it was about $12,000, and so far this year, about $7,800. So you can see that. Let's see, thinking, if it does 20 this year, that'll be okay. If it does 30, I'll be happy. Next slide. So why 300,000 to 1 million words? And it's really tough because right after I kind of decided to do this, I was like, wow, what is this programmatic SEO? How does this work? Well, oh, it does work. I should start doing that. But my logic for, going from 300,000 to 1 million words was if 300,000 words equals about 30,000 page views per month. And on average over the last, I think 14 or 15 months, it's adding about $100 per month. So going, $1,000, $1,100, $1,200, $1,300, $1,400. So, I mean, if it maintains that trajectory, it should, by this time next year, the website will be making like $3,300 a month. However, if we kind of take that and extrapolate it out to, okay, we have 1 million unique words, getting 100,000 page views per month, that could theoretically add $333 on month on average. And, assuming I can do that all today, boom, it's out there in the world. That significantly changes the trajectory to about $6,200 per month, and then $6,500, then $71 or whatever it is. That is not the math at all. I totally butchered that. So that's kind of the logic behind that. Again, even though I'm kind of, I'm starting, I didn't realize this, but I had already started doing some form of like no code programmatic SEO. I thought it was, a bad thing, but it's really not. It's not bad at all. Let me move my face again. I should really plan this out next time. There we go. So some insights. Currently, the website is worth somewhere between 35,000 and 85,000, and it really depends on how it could be calculated out. If a 12-month average 25 times, it's about 35,000. A 6-month average 45 times, about 85,000. I'm sure with like the MRR aspect and that really not going anywhere, that decreases risk significantly. Minus the few risk factors I'm talking about soon, probably go 55, 60 times. It's one of those things like MRR is so great because typically it doesn't go anywhere. You just keep adding to your pipeline or adding to your, you keep adding to it. Some people drop off, but there's always, people to replace them. And more insights as far as why I'm really getting into quote unquote programmatic SEO is because while 10% of my total page views are coming from these articles that are not unique and that they're reusable blocks just meshed together and made, that's where about 50% of my affiliate clicks come from. So it's like, why don't I just do that full bore? Boom, go 100 miles an hour with that, commitments and all that. So let's see, couple risk factors. The first is, because it's currently kind of a risk, is that one platform is generating, this is incorrect. I should say one platform is generating half of the total revenue and about 2/3 of the MRR. There's one platform, if they shut down, if they say, you know what, hey, you haven't changed anything, but for whatever reason, we don't want to, partner anymore. That's going to be a pretty significant hit to revenue, everything. Another risk is, when you're working with, I don't even know how many platforms I'm signed up for, like 20 or so. If one shuts down, depending on how relevant it is, it's, I think it was the 4th highest earning platform overall. I think 3rd highest MRR platform for 2021. That just ended at the end of the year. So that's kind of tough. I mean, it wasn't really tough. I think over the year it made like 900, like maybe $1,000 or whatever. But it's like, what am I gonna do with these articles that were written, the links that are out there? And the reason I use Thirsty Affiliates for my like link management. I just said, you know what? Okay, that's actually okay. I'm just gonna quickly draft up an alternative to that platform post and link to that instead of to the website, which is now non-existent at all. And yeah, that quickly became a very, decently performing article. And it ranks highly for the brand name now because people are still looking to join this platform, even though it is now defunct. So they're going to all these other ones that I'm promoting, like the number one, which is a risk. But yeah, so with doing the whole programmatic thing and everything like that, I don't think I'm going to be doing any more sites that are based on word count. It just does not make sense by the numbers. If I could remove, I don't know, 80% of the posts on the site, and it would only drop earnings maybe 40%. That's a huge disparity. It's my highest traffic posts aren't doing as well as these ones that are getting such a trickle of traffic. I'd forget about them. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's kind of, I don't know, got some decisions to make. I mean, I'm gonna do my best to follow through this million words. I assume that once I get a plugin developed and everything like that and start getting after it, I'll probably fall behind on this at some point. Kind of sucks, but that's reality. Anyway, follow me on Twitter. Got some shit going on over there. It's fun.